I'm here with Dr. Nikki Iravani. She has a pretty cool background in optometry. She's done a lot of things. So probably the most impressive, just when you say it, is that she started a practice and in 1 year reached $1 million. So give us a little background about kind of your pathway and how you got to opening a cold start.
Hi, thank you so much for inviting me to be part of this panel. I'm glad to have this opportunity to share my story with everyone. So obviously right out of optometry school, I joined clinical practice, and after a few years I was recruited by industry, and I had various different positions on the industry side. I was Vice President of Clinical Affairs and Professional Services at CooperVision, and then I decided to develop an app called iZam app, so I went the entrepreneurial way and sort of dove off the cliff and developed the app, which became super popular. And then I decided to go back to practice, because as an optometrist, that's where I belong, in the practice. And in Silicon Valley, Santa Clara, California, opened cold, basically signed a lease and opened doors. And it has been an amazing experience and lots to share.
Yeah, so with your background, obviously you came in knowing a few things that probably a lot of cold start people don't know, but what was something that was really surprising to you in your path to getting that cold start open?
I thought that, if you set up the nicest office and have the best tools and the best exam lanes and technology and hire good staff, we're not in an underdeveloped area. Obviously, everyone will find you and your appointment book will be packed with patients. Well, although I was Dr. Nikki Iravani, and had a lot of experience, it was extremely challenging to book every appointment slot on the schedule. So that was something that was a little bit harder. And although it was hard, I'm really proud that we did do so well within a year.
Did you do any kind of marketing before you opened to kind of prime that awareness that you were going to be there, or how did you start that?
No, no marketing previously, because I was so busy with the build out of the office, and every dime and every bit of time was really taken up by meeting with the contractors, with the architect, with buying furniture and being at the shows, buying my equipments and all of that. So it really didn't even have the bandwidth to think about marketing ahead of the time. One thing that I did, and I highly recommend to every cold start or every restart, I guess, would be to plan a grand opening event. So nothing previously, but we had this wow grand opening event. The theme was glasses up, and glasses up could be glasses, but it was champagne glasses up. And we have a lot of Facebook pictures and all of that. We had someone, this girl with a metal skirt with glasses in the skirt, and I think that just that cool, unique grand opening event, and we invited the community and friends, and then told friends to bring their friends and family and neighbors. I think that just said, hey, I went here, have you been there? And just became the place to go. So that helped us out a lot. So, but nothing as far as sending out ads or whatever previously.
Yeah, you mentioned using social media to kind of promote that event and everything. Is that something that you still do in your practice?
Social media is huge in my practice. We have social media Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn page, and then those are the main three platforms. We do regular posts about 3 times a week, and so the posts are great content. But more importantly, we do Facebook and Instagram and LinkedIn ads. And the ad campaigns that we run, the minute I run an ad campaign, I see the phone ringing and I see appointments scheduled. So don't underestimate the ad campaign, and don't think that just by putting a Facebook post then your office will get busy. Most of the time, your Facebook followers or your Instagram followers will be your friends, your neighbors, your family, your kids' friends, and that type of a population, which they already know you and they already would have come to you or are already coming to you. What you want to do is reach out to the random people. Well, how are these randoms in my community going to know about me to follow my Facebook if they don't see an ad? But when you do a targeted ad campaign, then that really makes a difference.
And I think you made a really good point, because a lot of people don't understand how to utilize social media or Facebook, Instagram in that way, and they think it's just posting, here's a new frame line, or this is something fun we did in the office, and that's neat
so when
to
your
look
own
at.
patients see it.
Right.
Okay, well, they just bought a $800 pair of glasses yesterday. They're not going to come back in, but you want to put that patient who bought the $800 pair of glasses on an ad campaign with a testimonial, and then have the reach to see it. Yeah,
Absolutely. Do you also utilize things like Google reviews and Yelp and things of that nature?
Yeah, so we do a lot with Yelp, and probably because my daughter was working for Yelp, and she was an account executive at Yelp, and she drank the Yelp Kool-Aid, and she kept telling me that you must do Yelp ads, you must do Yelp ads. So I did a Yelp ad campaign, and I was blown away with that there's some algorithm with Yelp that your ad is not always showing, but when it is showing, then you get a lot of booking. And so that was really good. And I managed that budget from $25 a day to even $100 a day. And if we're booked, then I say, okay, I don't need to spend 75 or 100. I bring it down to 25. Sometimes I say we're doing really good this month, so I just end the campaign. But yes, you need to sort of manage your Yelp campaign, and Google reviews, obviously, and e-blasts. We have constant contact account, and all of our patients and friends and family and every email address we have is already listed in there, so we send a lot of email campaigns as well on different topics.
Yeah, so you're utilizing it in a much further way than just saying, hey, go post a review, give us 5 stars, that sort of thing.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's a whole cycle.
A lot more layers
to
it.
A couple layers, yeah.
Now,
exactly.
who's handling that in your practice? Are you the one every single day going on and posting? How's that working?
So we work with an agency, so it's pricey, but I think it's money well spent. The agency does the regular posts based on content that I give them. I'd like to delegate that to a staff member in my office, but everyone is busy, and I'm also extremely particular and picky with what content and what message. So even if they come up with message, it's going to be, it needs to be reviewed and approved by me, so I might as well just do it. So as far as management of it, I manage the content that I want to be put out, but with the agency we have a editorial calendar, and we've kind of like planned out for the month of October. For example, we have Halloween coming up in October, and we have to start the buzz on flex spending and end of the year, so we have these alternating posts that we plan it ahead. I plan it ahead with the agency, then the agency's job is to come up with the right graphic and with the right caption to post it for us. That's that part of it, but then the Yelp part I manage on my own because I can manage the budget, and then email blasts also depending on what we do that month, and I decide what to do, so yeah.
Okay, wonderful. So you mentioned, of course, you open cold. First few weeks, months, maybe the building process, right? You're not seeing 20 patients that very first day. How did you take your practice from that point to within a year reaching that benchmark of $1 million?
A lot of creative things and programs. One program or one offering that we have in our practice is the eye bar, and every day I tell my staff that eye bar got us more marketing and patient traffic than anything else that I've invested in the office. I mean, we have really expensive optical equipments and frame lines and all of that, but you may not get that many people say, oh my God, you're the office with the whatever line with Chanel even, but they see us on our website that we have the eye bar, and my concept of the eye bar was what I call cosmetometry, cosmetics and optometry, and a lot of the times, well, women, you know, we wear makeup around our eyes, and my associate and I, we focus on a dry eye and contact lenses and ocular surface disease, and you can't really separate the whole hygiene and aesthetics and upkeep of your lids and lashes from success in contact lenses or dry eye. So we have the dermatology approved product line for eye cream, SPF around, you know, skincare products, and moisturizers and facial cleansers and all of that. And we suggest to our male patients as well that 15% of skin cancer is around lids and your eyelids, so you must protect from SPF, so they really appreciate that. Anyway, there is a corner in my office with a sign that says the eye bar, and we have the makeup lines and the skincare lines and color contact lenses and anything related to the aesthetics of the eye is positioned there, and there is a picture of it on the website, and everyone that kind of sees our ad and they go on there, even if they're thinking that maybe they'll go back to their other optometrist, they say, oh, the eye bar is cool, and I hear that all day long, that I decided to see you because I thought the eye bar was so cool.
With that, you know, obviously there's millions of cosmetic products out there, right? And multiple that have the dermatology approved label. How did you hone in on what you wanted to carry? How did you go about bringing that into your office?
So a lot of research, like anything else, you know, like there are so many ocular vitamins or nutraceuticals, and how do you pick your favorite, being this brand or that brand? So I read a lot about it, looked at the ingredients, knowing, having the knowledge about ocular surface disease and allergies and so on, and just experimenting with a number of these products. Also, price point is important because some of these products could be a little tube of something could be $350 for a little bit of eye cream. Well, I'm not, you know, I don't want to be about that. I want them to spend that money on their glasses. So a product that's clean, that is hypoallergic, that is recommended by dermatologists, that has the active ingredients, that is good for, or doesn't have the active ingredients that's not good for the eye, then that's how, you know, you just got to do the research. And offline, if anyone's interested and to know what product, then I'm happy to share that information.
Wonderful. So did you start, you know, right out the gate with a full staff? How did you build that to the point of being able to maintain an office like you have today?
That's another important thing. If patients start coming to you and if they say, oh, they don't know what they're doing, or they didn't answer their phones, or their staff was not reliable. So although I did not have revenue month 1, 2, 3, even I think it was towards the fall season that we kind of got picked up, I felt that it's very important not to nickel and dime on staff. So I hired 3 full-time staff because I knew that a successful, busy office needs at least 3 full-time staff eventually, and I didn't want eventually to be 5 years later. So I'm all about infrastructure, and I hope all my colleagues know that infrastructure is important. So with the right infrastructure, basically we thought 1 pre-tester and help the doctor, and a front office and sales and lab. There's a lot of things in a busy optometry office. So the 3 was great, and now we're 7, and we'll hopefully be hiring an 8th one. And I think what helped me a lot, this shouldn't be about me or my office. I'm glad you brought up staff. Staff had a lot to do with it, the relationship that they built with the first few patients. And then very quickly, I hired an associate, which is something that many new practices don't. But the fact that I had a very reliable, very capable, very smart optometrist associate. Shout out to Dr. Chris Schwartz. If you watch this, Chris, I appreciate what you do for the practice. So he joined me on part-time basis, 3 days, then 4 days, and then now he's full-time. And I think patients just seeing that it's not just one doctor there. You know, we always have doctors on staff. We have reliable staff, and they felt confident, and they referred their husband. They told their colleagues at work. They scheduled appointment for their family. So I owe it a lot to my team, to my associate doctor and my staff.
How did you find your staff members? And then once you had them, how did you help them buy into your brand? How did you get them excited about what you were doing?
So like everyone else, as far as staff, you know, you start asking reps and so on. I never did a Craigslist ad, or I never did a Monster.com or Indeed or ZipRecruiter initially, year one. Now we have tried around, but I still haven't had any luck come from those sites. It's just more word of mouth, and so I was meeting with practically every frame rep to open this new office, and I had to buy inventory from all the lines, Luxottica, Marchand, and Marcolin, and whatever. And so I kept asking everyone, and they said, oh yeah, I know someone who wants to move this to this area, or I know someone who wants better hours or something like that. And so they referred a lot of people in their network, and then I got bombarded with a list of names. And because it was a brand new office, and because our approach was different, I didn't talk about the approach. What differentiates us from every other office is our super high-tech practice. We don't do the regular phoropter prescription refraction, and again, shout out to Zeiss for the digital refraction system, the iPad system. That's a very big wow factor, and refracting 0.01 diopter of precision. And so because the staff I was interviewing, they saw the flow of the office, the location, the new walls, the new furniture, the exciting frames, they said they were interested to work. And I'm not into nickel and diming. You got to reward your staff. So if the money is good, the location is good, then they join you. So,
you know, particularly new graduates early in their career get a little bit gun shy when they start to think about all the things that go into starting a practice. What would maybe be your top 3 pearls for anyone that's thinking about cold start, but especially students and new graduates that are wanting to be successful quickly, wanting to hit that benchmark, wanting to make sure that their first year is productive?
3 or 5 or 10, I can give a lot of pearls, but I think my number one advice, big, bold, highlight, you know, quotes around it and all that, is don't shy away from starting cold. I made the mistake. Now, years later, I've graduated from optometry school 25 years, so I opened this practice 25-ish years later. The biggest mistake in my career that I made is that I opened so late. I wish that I had done this earlier. So take this from an older lady. Don't shy away from opening practice cold. It's great profession. Do it right. Spend money. Don't freak out about your student loans. Don't freak out about marketing dollars. If you want to get to the finish line quickly, not finish line, successful line, quickly, then just spend money. I mean, that's how startups, high-tech startups become. I mean, Facebook doesn't become Facebook if they didn't raise money to go spend it on what they need to do. Unfortunately, optometrists think that I don't have money, I have student loans, and I have to just pay this. No, go borrow money from your aunts, uncles, parents, whatever. Don't worry about paying off student loans. Get the practice to a successful position, then pay off everything. Right now, just focus on its growth. So that's my number one, which I think is probably more powerful than 2, 3, or 4. I guess it was all combined. Marketing dollars and just,
Got to spend money to make money, right?
Exactly, yes.
Well, awesome. I mean, it's clear that you've built a wonderful brand very quickly and taken a lot of the things that you learned. But I think it's really impactful to hear somebody say, don't wait, because so often we do shy away and we get a little scared. We're afraid of that failure. But in our profession, thankfully, the risk of failure is pretty low as long as you work hard and stay dedicated to it, right?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, if you have, I've attached myself to a younger graduate in my practice. So if I have some angst about certain things that I feel like, oh, I don't have experience doing glaucoma, for example, because I've been out, a younger graduate has a little bit more of that under their belt. So the same advice for a newer graduate: if you think you're too fresh, you're not experienced, well, maybe your associate, maybe your fill-in doctor, maybe your someone that you work with can be an older in the practice that can give you business advice, because you guys obviously don't need any clinical advice, but you may just need some business mentoring.
Well, as we wrap up, if anyone's looking to contact you or wants to check out your practice, how do they find you?
So the name of the practice is eyexam.com, E-Y-E-X-A, well, it's Eyexam, and then the website is eyexam.com, E-Y-E-X-A-M, so it's not eye exam, it's Eyexam. EYEXAM.com is the website, and then my email address is driravani@eyexam.com, and that's dr.iravani@eyexam.com. So, and then we have an Instagram page for Eyexam Silicon Valley, and our Facebook page is Eyexam Mobile, so you'll find us online. We're out there, so feel free to contact me. Would love to chat.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. Good luck with everything that you're doing. Sounds like you've got a great future ahead.
Thank you.
And we'll look forward to seeing it happen.
Thank you. Thanks for the opportunity.